That's the pig. Oh, wait. What's going on? Derek Hagan here, meaning in life expert, coming to you with another Ren reaction. Blown away so far. So keep them coming. Today I'm checking out Sick Boi through the lens of meaning in life. And meaning in life means that we're looking at what makes life worth living, what makes life meaningful. So we're looking at things like personal values, having a purpose, having a sense of coherence, or a good worldview, resilience and mindfulness and things like this. So we're going to check out Ren, Sick Boi, and buckle up, man. I've seen 2 of his videos so far. I'm already even speechless here because I don't know what I'm going to get into, but I'm going to do it like I did the last time. I'm going to check out the video, just raw reaction, and then I'll go through again and kind of make some pauses and insert any lessons, any things that we might learn from the video. So let's get it. Sick Boi, Ren. All right.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
That's the pig. Oh, wait.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, damn so, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show, derealization, medical patient, losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground, I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound, I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out.
What is going
Good.
on?
Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pick boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evoke, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Oh. Wow. So I saw the pig mask from High Ren, and it looked like a similar setting. I don't know which one came out earlier. So it looks like he's a patient in some kind of a psych ward. A lot of psychiatry. So they're talking about pills. So psychiatry. A psychiatrist is somebody who has a medical degree, and they're, among other things, they kind of, I'm using broad strokes here, but they're kind of using the lens of medicine to help cure people of whatever they've got going for them. That's different from psychology. Talk therapies fall into that, especially humanistic psychologies, which is more, you're not wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. We don't need to pathologize everything. Everything that's not normal doesn't mean you're wrong. So you already know what's there, so let's talk through it. So there's a couple of differences there. I don't know. I'm going to jump in again and see what's up. I'm going to try to pause it and see if there's any lessons that we might glean from this. Let's check it out. Oh, gotta hit play.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever
So a mind-body connection. This is for real. You know, your physical health, the way your physical body works can affect your mind, and vice versa. Your mind has impacts on how your body functions.
heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can
Okay, so I'm just going to talk about some of these terms that she's throwing around. A negative feedback loop. A feedback loop is when something kind of cycles around. So, it's when you spiral. So if I have a thought and I don't like that thought, I might think that I don't like that thought, and then I don't like that I think about not liking that thought, which makes me think that I don't like that thought that I didn't like having, and then I have to think about that, and then I think about that, and then I'm spiraling out of control. So that's sort of what a negative feedback loop is.
I don't think so.
basically our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past.
So subconscious, most of your beliefs, most of your thoughts, most of your behaviors, most of everything resides in your subconscious. And I like to use this analogy of an elephant and a rider. So an elephant represents your subconscious mind. This is the part of your brain that makes 95% of your daily decisions. It decides to grow your hair. It decides to pump your heart. It decides to breathe for the most part and to sweat. And you can also train it. So this part is muscle memory. Sitting on top of this is a rider, the rider who controls the elephant. And this is like your conscious brain. This is deliberate attention, deliberate action. And in normal times, this works really well because the rider can control the impulses of the elephant. It can teach the elephant things that it doesn't need to do. You know, think about it this way. When you first learned how to drive a car, the rider was very much in control. Your conscious mind was very much in control because you were thinking, oh my God, there's this huge wheel. There's all these buttons. I don't know what to do with these pedals. And oh my goodness, what's going on? Oh, I hit that button too fast. I hit that gas too fast. What's going on? And now what happens? Now you're driving your car. You don't even know what's happening. You're having a conversation. You're listening to a podcast. You're looking at the scenery because you've trained the elephant how to drive. You've trained your subconscious how to drive. Now that's normal times. In times of high stress, something I call emotional flooding, if something scares the elephant, if something spooks the subconscious, based on your history, based on the things that you've seen through, based on traumatic experiences you've had, based on flashpoint experiences that you had, if something scares the elephant, a mouse comes out, the rider's no longer in control. The elephant's going to do what the elephant's going to do. And that's kind of how our mind works too. When we get triggered, some people use the word triggered, when we get emotionally flooded, because that subconscious part of our brain thinks that we're being threatened, one of our basic needs isn't being met, it's going to do what it's going to do, and it's going to get us out of that situation the best it knows how. But the elephant doesn't know anything about consequences. It doesn't know anything about the future. It doesn't know anything about promises. It knows about, I need to get out of this situation right now. And so we'll usually go into some kind of fight, flight, or freeze response. And whichever one has worked, again, historically in the past, if getting aggressive has helped get me out of this situation, shut up! Get out of here! Fuck you! That got me out of the situation. That's what I'm going to learn works for me. If flight worked, you know what? The hell with you. Slam the door. I'm out of here. Then that's what's going to work for you. or freezing up and playing dead, like getting trapped in a, what's happening? I can't wait for this to change. Then that's what you're going to learn. Now, the freeze response will lead to further trauma. So, anyway, that's what she's talking about here with the subconscious, is that part of your brain that you don't consciously really know about.
Which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect in our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
It's that mind-body connection. And the way through this, it sounds like they're using medication, but one of the ways through this is to understand the nature of your mind, understand how thoughts work, and understand that thoughts are just thoughts. Many people identify with their thoughts. Just because you have a thought does not mean it's true. Mindfulness meditation helps with this. It helps you see thoughts as thoughts so that you don't have to identify with them. You can use them if they're useful, but you can let go of them if they're not being useful. It's the same with bodily sensations. An increase in a heart rate, I might be quick to assign meaning to that and say, that means I'm really scared, or that means I'm in trouble, or I'm really anxious. But the more mindful you can learn to become, you can pause and say, well, what does the raw sensation of this feel like? Oh, it's just my heart's beating a little faster. Oh, my palms are getting a little sweaty. I feel a little tingly here. You're trying to disconnect, or not disconnect, but break raw experience down to what's the raw data of this feeling. And then you get to make a conscious choice of whether or not you want to reply to, or how you want to engage with that. Oh. Yeah, so this is the pig from High Ren that wheeled him out to play his guitar. Emotions. Emotions are another thing you don't have to identify with, but you should also not try to push them away. So when you feel an emotion, like he was just crying there, if you feel sadness, if you feel anger, like it looks like he's feeling now, an emotion will come and go. It is fleeting. Every emotion is fleeting if you just let it be. It's when you stop it and try to push it away and think that I'm not supposed to be angry, I'm not supposed to be sad, and you try to push it away, you're actually prolonging the emotion. You're prolonging the event. So if you can be with it, okay, I'm feeling anger. How do I know I'm angry? Where in my body do I feel this anger? If I just woke up right now, how would I tell that I'm angry? Is it my heart? Is it my hands are numb or sweaty, or what's going on? How would I know? And then you can be with it and you can let it go. And then you can learn, what was it trying to tell you? Sometimes it was nothing, but you still shouldn't push it away. It's fine to welcome all of your emotions, but they're just visitors. They're not you.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, them cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more.
Take another pill. So this is what it can feel like on the receiving end, is you're just trying to fix me with pills. One, that means that there's something that's broken because I need to be fixed, right? So it can feel, or it has the potential to feel like it's not personalized because you're just trying to fix me, but that means I need to be fixed. And I think that's where he's going to launch into and say, I'm not the problem, you're the problem. But there doesn't need to be a problem. We can just teach each other how to cope and teach each other how to thrive with whatever life happens or throws our way.
In another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show. Derealization, medical patient, losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a tolerance.
Side effects. Medications have side effects.
I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's funny too, because she checks in and says, does this make sense? And you saw where his head went. He wasn't present. He was chasing around those thoughts. So those thoughts came, and we don't have any control over that. Thoughts come and thoughts go. If you pay attention to those thoughts on purpose, you call it thinking. If you're paying attention to your thoughts without knowing you're doing, you call it lost in thought or ruminating. And then somebody will ask you a question and you snap back into the conversation, which is what happened here.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experience.
So is the pig the psychiatrist? or the just helper in general, the person who's trying to change him.
from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
So everything, this is for real. Everything who you are, everything you believe, everything that you value is a result of everything that you've been through. So that's why people want to dig through childhood. It's not to find some hidden meanings or something. It's to find real meanings, the meanings that you've assigned to something. Those are a result of everything that you've seen and been through.
Can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away.
She's also being very disingenuous. She's kind of detached and like just going through a checklist.
What I'd like
She's
you
not
to
interested
do is
in
take some
it.
deep breaths with me. In and out.
It's a way to be present.
In and
But there's
out.
that pig mask again.
Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the
When people say, what's the first thing? Don't think, just say. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? We're trying to get to that elephant. I want to know what your subconscious is saying. So if I ever tell you, don't think, just say, or tell me the first thing that comes, what's your gut reaction? That's because I want to hear what the decision maker thinks. I want to know what the elephant thinks, not what you're
we're given
censoring.
everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are stuck.
Sounds like he's fed up with consumerism culture. This idea that everything that we consume is paid for with our attention, and advertisers and marketers will take advantage of that. And the pitch then is you're not happy until you buy this, until you buy that, until you go on this vacation, until you have this TV or that house, and so on. He's fed up with it. Many people are.
Standing on a cliff in the name of progress, we jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy.
Now, what does sick mean? That's an interesting question. What does it mean to be sick? In physical health, physiology, it means you've got an intruder, a virus or a bacteria.
Could label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry.
If you want to be a rich boy, fuck no. Because he knows, what does that mean? It means selling out, or it means losing a piece of myself.
is cutthroat.
Because this industry is bonkers. It's cutthroat. And so here he cuts himself, and later he's got the blood there. So it's
Walking on
like,
a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evoke, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Countering
doing what we're told. So the number one regret people have on their deathbed is they lived a life that they thought they were supposed to live instead of one that was true to themselves. In other words, they were inauthentic. It's easier to go along with the crowd and do what you think you're supposed to do. Another top regret is I didn't express myself. I went along with what people were saying and doing, and I didn't let my name be heard for whatever, for fear of being fired or canceled or whatever.
intelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Interesting. So it's almost like, I'm going to take that last line.
And I bleed in myself, we bleed it for fame. But when you earth of all
Bleed what?
resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain?
So you take these resources, you take everything, you bleed it for wealth and fame and power and everything else. What's left? What's left at the end of it?
And I
That's what
bleed
he's
in
saying.
myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
And I'm part of it, he says. Well, another banger, another good one. I loved all of these. So this was Sick Boi. What did I misinterpret? I've missed something every time with Ren so far. I've misinterpreted something every time with Ren. I've misheard what he said. I thought he said something else before. So tell me what I got wrong. Tell me what I missed. Tell me what else I should be checking out. And I'll see you next time.